kind of commission to her, a moment of silence and a pledge of allegiance. Father, we thank you for each mind and heart that fills the presence of this room, as well as the lives that we will encounter afterwards. Set us free from comparison in order to work together efficiently, for only you truly know what we are setting out to accomplish today. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
These proceedings are being recorded for the sole purpose of preparing accurate written minutes. Recordings are overwritten following approval of the minutes, eliminating all unofficial records of these proceedings. The first item is the approval of the minutes of the previous meeting held August 31st, 2023.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Are there any guests concerning county business? State your name and I'm going to take her first, Paul.
Okay.
My name is Leslie Sald. I'm owner of Family Search, and I've been a title searcher at this county for 35 years. We came to you, the commissioners, a couple months ago about the problems with Tyler Odyssey. And some of the issues are resolved and some of them are not. There is still a lot of inaccuracies in the program. We asked that the judicial sales be transferred over from the original, which all entries had a parcel number and the entity. Now we have blank screen all the way down. Just yesterday I was doing a mortgage foreclosure, and again it says mortgage foreclosure. I should be able to open up each and every document, and it's just a list of the filings, nothing available to me. Something has to be done.
Okay. Do you have a comment too, or not?
I do. My name is
Okay.
Jennifer, and I work up at Paramount Abstract, and I agree. There have been some improvements on the system. Overall, it is better than what it was, but there are still inaccuracies that need to be addressed. I don't know, reaching out to the Tyler Odyssey.
Yeah.
The county girls of the county are doing a great job trying to help us and find
Yes.
the information.
Yes.
They are wonderful, but I still think that things need to be addressed and a little bit more pressure
And
again.
I did speak briefly to both of you before the meeting here, and you might have came on a good day because the president, judge here, and one of the administrators. And I know you were talking about it, and I wasn't aware of it myself, that maybe you need training also on this system that you can come in. I don't know if something could be set up like that. I mean, maybe this new system, they don't know where to find things.
We had, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. We had reached out about holding a training session in the month of September.
Okay.
Towards the end of the month. We haven't said anything yet, and just, it's been a little bit busy the last couple weeks, so we haven't come up with a concrete date, but I had also reached out to them to say that we were thinking about holding this training, would they be interested? And it's just making the date and then holding the training, so.
Well, and I think I said before when this whole thing started, I said, you could find something out that somebody's researching, and somebody could build a house on a piece of property or something that was conveyed over to somebody else, and in 5 years from now, if that individual would sell their house, that's a problem. If you don't find it now, and it's one of those things we just can't keep putting it off. I mean, as soon as possible, it should be done.
No, I agree with you, and the other thing is, as far as the entries having no information, unfortunately, that was the way it was transitioned from the old system to the new. Any new information will contain that, but any old information, unfortunately, it's, again, the way it was converted over, it didn't bring all of the data with it. It just simply shows a converted entry with a converted document.
And like I said too, if there's a training session, you can use our even 44 or anything like that. You could get people in and just do a hands-on to train the people that are doing it, so hopefully that can happen.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Is there any way to have them transfer the information over?
That's been a question that we've asked several times.
I mean, that just doesn't make any sense at all. Our pathonetary went to all that trouble and documented every parcel number, every name, and we have nothing. These women have worked in vain. They did such an exceptional job, which took how many years
Yes.
for them to do? I mean, oh my God. I mean, Kelly Salt and the ladies in the pathonetary have been wonderful to us. When I think that I should be finding something, I call, they run it for me. Karen has been more than kind.
No, they've been
I
very
mean, they
good, and I
really
think
are
it's-
exceptional, register of wills, everybody, because everybody's having a problem with the system. But something has to be done. You have to be able to get accurate information.
And are we gonna set another meeting up with Tyler to see if there's something?
But
that we
again,
can
you
do on
heard
our
them at
end?
that meeting with Tyler. They are salesmen.
No,
They're
I
gonna
know.
tell you everything that you want to hear.
And I know you're coming to us about this, but this was presented to the commissioners. I mean, the court administrator, the previous court administrator, I think, brought this on us. And, that person's not here now. And I know there were people that were not left in it, and I can't help that. You know, and I think we just have to move forward. Maybe we can find some answers and try to maybe expedite this a little bit, that, like I said, that we don't run into situations that something is missed. I mean, if something is missed, we won't know about it until 5 years from now. So
Yeah,
I
but
don't-
even the disclaimer changed a little bit. Basically, you search this at your own risk.
Yeah,
That doesn't help us.
no.
You know,
it
we
doesn't-
need accurate information.
Yeah, and it doesn't help the title searchers when a problem comes up and they get sued either. They'll be out of business. Yeah. All right, well, we'll just have to work on it. I mean, as soon as we can. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? County business? Linda?
I'm Linda Chrisman with Safe Carbon County, and I'm here with Lucy Freck to let you know that we did go to the Bethlehem City Council on the 5th, and we raised the issue of sewage sludge. They actually participate in the problem by giving the sludge to a middleman who then gives it to our farmers. I think it was the first time they heard about the issue, and I didn't think they knew very much about the problems with sewage sludge. They said they would investigate and get back to us, but we do have Grace Cramsey, who's a Carbon County native, is on their council, so we hope to get some help.
Okay. And we should have the proclamation on next week on the agenda.
Linda, and again, this will be new to Commissioner Arner and Commissioner Notstein. I made some additional proposed edits to what I think was our first revision of that resolution. In the interim, I've also reached out to Synagro to have them speak to the Board of Commissioners in regards to the process and get their perspective. In addition, I'll be recommending that we also meet with the local sewage plant operator to better understand the process at the municipal level before, like you explained, it is handed off to a middleman. So I am not optimistic that next week will be reasonable for us to do these additional meetings. Because again, we have met with farmer representations, representatives from farms in Carbon County that utilize biosolids. But I think we have some more homework to do before, at least I am comfortable with bringing an agenda to a vote that would be acceptable to me in its current form. I think that's just due diligence, and I know you understand the importance of that.
Right,
Yeah.
I hope that Sendro and others that are in favor of
Yeah.
using sewage sludge
Yeah.
will make their arguments in a public meeting so we can respond.
Yeah, well, my understanding is, and again, that there was an opportunity for East Penn to have Synagro present, but they were advised by council, or council informed Synagro, that they were not welcome
to make a presentation at a public meeting. Now, again, I didn't see this in agenda minutes, but this is what information I received, you know. But I think that's a fair request. Let them publicly present their information to better educate us all.
And if they won't present, or if they can't present in a public meeting,
Yeah.
I would be happy to send a representative to a off-public meeting.
Yeah. Well, I think this particular meeting that I'm seeking is with the commissioners ourselves, so we can have that informational session and have conversations that we need to have internally with representatives of Sinagro. But I'll be more than welcome to advocate for, you know, a public a presentation from their perspective also. It's important for us all to be better educated.
Thank you.
Yep.
Right, anyone else?
Yeah.
Okay, our next item is a proclamation for adoption. Proclamation acknowledging the month of September as National Recovery Month. Proclamation number 2023-011.
Move to adopt.
Second,
Mr. Honor?
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Good afternoon.
All right.
Thank you, Commissioners, for allowing me to be here. I know I presented some documentation to you before about what we were doing through a couple of different organizations that I belong to. One is the Public Defenders Association of Pennsylvania, PDAP, Pennsylvania Association of Treatment Court Professionals. It's a celebration that the event is to occur September 17th, which is Sunday, a week from this Sunday. It's a celebration for those who are recovering from addiction, from those who are recovering from substance use disorder, those who are recovering from mental health issues, and it's also a way to destigmatize those issues. Because ultimately, what I have seen, and I think you know since I've taken over full-time in the Public Defender's Office, one of my goals has always been to focus on those suffering from mental health issues, as well as substance use disorder. It's the part of the system sometimes that it's the hardest to deal with, because we have individuals who come back and there's recidivism rates. And the idea behind this is not just celebrating those who are in recovery, but also those who are actually assisting those in recovery, whether it be Sync Recovery or other organizations that are involved in the treatment services, law enforcement that are involved in LETI programs, which is Law Enforcement Treatment Initiative, and programs that we are trying to develop in the county. So the idea is that September 17th, it's going to be at the Pocono Whitewater Rafting. The start-off point is at 9:45. There'll be a rafting, which again is to celebrate those in recovery. The benefit of the way we've designed the program is that the people who are rafting, part of their rafting fee is actually going to pay for part of an additional person's rafting fee for those who are in recovery, or again, those who are assisting in recovery. We also have sponsors for shirts that we have that are also going to pay for people who are going to be there as well. And the hope is any additional funds that are generated, we'll be able to use those funds again towards treatment services. My hope is, it looks to me with the response that I have gotten, it looks to me like we're going to be able to sponsor all the people who are in drug treatment court and veterans treatment court to participate without any cost on their part. So those who are interested in attending, I'm going to leave some literature. It's just a handout, but again, it's September is Recovery Awareness Month, and I think it signifies, and I see some individuals wearing the purple. Purple is the color commemorating that. I'm hopeful that there'll be a lot of participants there. The organization at the end, so that the idea and concept is to have as much of a community there as possible. The reason being it's an outreach so that people can recognize the things that we're doing and the things that we can do, and to celebrate again those who are doing this. I think everyone recognizes with the epidemic portion that we have with opioid problems and also with mental health issues after unfortunately, after COVID, I think that situation made things far worse than it was. We're now getting back to normal where we can get out and celebrate these efforts. The other thing I wanted to mention that I think is important is I'm also part of the drug treatment court team. We have graduation for individuals who actually participate in this program, which is usually at least 18 months. November 8th is the next graduation, where there should be 5 or 6 individuals that are going to be graduating, which is a larger graduation class for a treatment court. It occurs approximately 5 p.m., courtroom number 1. Again, anyone is welcome to attend. I can tell you that the individuals that have attended and seen the stories and heard the stories have come back feeling very positive about what's going on. Along those lines, so that people are aware, after the rafting event, what's going to occur is there are going to be tables set up with treatment providers throughout the county that are providing the services, so that you as community members, people who come to the rafting trip, or even come afterwards, and you don't have to attend the rafting to at least find out about these different groups and organizations. That's going to be approximately 1 o'clock. I'm told by the Fogels from Pocono Whitewater Rafting, they don't have control over the water, so it could be 1, it could be 1:30 or 2, depending on how quickly we get down the river. But also there'll be presentations from individuals, from PDAP, from individuals who actually have gone through the recovery, to talk about their stories, so that you can see the recovery efforts that they've made and to celebrate those efforts. So I think it's an important aspect, because I think that when people hear what's going on, it destigmatizes some of those issues, and I'm hoping that we can get as many people out there as possible. I'll hand out the literature, and then the one thing that I really like about what we're doing, last plug on it, is you're actually, if you're in a position where people said to me, look, I can't raft, I'm getting too old to do that, but I really like what you're doing, can I sponsor somebody? So that put the idea in my head that we would have that ability. I spoke to Pocono Whitewater Rafting, they indicated that could be done, and they're doing that. So when you do that, if somebody were to want to do that, the only thing they have to do is designate a code number, which is 552311, and that's to sponsor an individual specifically for the rafting trip. Not a specific person, but that you want to sponsor somebody else to go on that rafting trip. So I don't know if that prompts any questions. I have a tendency to bounce around a little bit, but I do think it's an event that I'm really excited about. In my hope, it's the first of many events. I did this in short order. I've been talking about this with my wife for years, and unfortunately, sometimes I jump the gun a little bit later in the game than I'd like to, but I'm glad that we've gotten the recognition.
No, and Bob can read this, but I just want to make a comment about it too. National Recovery Month, I think it should be 12 months out of the year. And I think that's maybe where this is a little bit different, what you're trying to do. You're trying to get a different program in here that's going to go throughout the year. And I have to commend you for that, because I think it's some things that you learn from other counties that bring here, and I commend you for that. I think it's a good job doing that, and hopefully this will be that. It'll be Recovery Month, 12 months out of the year. So thank you very much for what you bring what you're bringing to us.
Paul, your passion comes clear through on this, and that's so great to see. Again, you're not doing it as a job, you're truly showing your passion and your belief in trying to make a difference for these people, these citizens of Harvey.
No, the passion that I have, just so they understand, is the passion that I see in the people who are involved in the treatment. And that's what's great about it. When I called, in fact, not to plug different St. Luke's, they were excited. They were talking about the mental health issues and how they can get the word out. And the key is to get the word out, because the more you talk about it, obviously the more you recognize the issues, and then it destigmatizes the issues. These issues are something that we're dealing with on a regular basis. But no thanks needed. I'm glad that we have the support, and I just want to continue that effort, and hopefully we'll get as many people there as possible. And as far as getting ideas from other counties, and a lot of these ideas came from within the county as well, and I do reach out to try to figure out other organizations that have great ideas. And the great thing about our county is the judges, the DA's office, all the individuals willing to work together and think about those ideas so that we can move forward and try to address these issues. That's all I have.
Yeah, and you look at like our drug court, there's other counties come to us to see how it's run.
Yep, Monroe County, I'm sorry.
Yeah, they come to so we're set up, we just have to keep moving.
Yep, yep.
Well, thank you.
Okay,
Go ahead.
I'll read it into the record if you would like.
I probably took more than a lot of time.
Well, you're not allowed to speak the rest of the year now, okay?
Whereas mental and/or substance abuse disorders affect all communities nationwide, but with commitment and support, people with these disorders can achieve healthy lifestyles and lead rewarding lives in recovery. By seeking help, people who experience mental and/or substance abuse disorders can embark on a new path toward improved health and overall wellness. The focus of National Recovery Month this September is to celebrate their journey with the theme, Recovery is for everyone, every person, every family, every community. Recovery Month spreads the message that behavioral health is essential to one's overall health and wellness, and that prevention works, treatment is effective, and people recover. And whereas the impact of mental and/or substance abuse disorders is apparent in our communities, through Recovery Month, people become more aware and able to recognize the signs of mental and/or substance abuse disorders, which can lead more people into needed treatment. Managing the effects of these conditions can help people achieve healthy lifestyles, both physically and emotionally. And whereas the Recovery Month observance continues to work to improve the lives of those affected by mental and/or substance abuse disorders by raising awareness of these diseases and educating communities about the prevention, treatment, and recovery resources that are available. For the foregoing reasons, we are asking the citizens of Carbon County to join us in celebrating this September as National Recovery Month. And now, therefore, the Commissioners of Carbon County hereby proclaim the month of September 2023 as National Recovery Month in the County of Carbon, and call upon our community to observe this month with compelling programs and events that support this year's observance. Adopted by the Carbon County Board of Commissioners this 7th day of September 2023.
Thank you.
Thank you. The only other thing I wanted to say is along those lines too, there are other events that are occurring, and it's important that you look out there, not just our event. I didn't want to plug necessarily other people's events, but there are some additional events. They didn't ask me to do that, but please keep in mind that through drug and alcohol, mental health, be aware of these events are occurring, because again, the more you talk about it, the more you're out there, the more you're discussing it, the more we can do for people that need the help. Thank you.
You should make a commercial. No, I'm not kidding.
Well, if you believe it's.
Yeah, no. We had an executive session Thursday, August 31st at 1:30 p.m. for personnel reasons.
Next item is the department reports, the budget transfers.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
There are no supplemental appropriations. Expenditures, approval of check numbers 238390 through 238458 for expenditures totaling $350,282.47.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
We're gonna recess for salary.
So our first item is the approval of the minutes held August 3rd, the meeting held August 3rd, 2023.
Motion approved.
Second.
Oh,
table.
you have to table that.
Table, please.
Yeah.
Who's gonna table first?
Um,
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay. Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Any guests concerning business? Salary for business, none? Report of executive session was September 5th, 2023 at 10:30 a.m.
Next item is court administration. Judge Nanovic?
I only have one item this morning. My motion is to change the rate of one certified court reporter from $30.62 per hour, it's grade 10, the step does not exist on the current scale, to $29.21 per hour, which would be a grade 10, step P, effective as of September 18th, 2023.
I'll second that.
Judge Nanovic?
Yes.
Mr. Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry about the delay.
That's fine, thank you.
Okay, would you like to make a motion on the Pocono County's workforce development area?
Do we need to table this because they're
Yes.
not having a quorum?
Yes.
So move the table.
Yeah.
Mr. Honor?
Yes,
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
and we will recess till next week, correct?
Correct.
All right.
Okay, back into Commissioners' meeting. Next item is the Treasurer's report.
Move to accept.
Second,
Mr. Honor?
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
The Personnel report for county departments.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
The acknowledgements for courts and row offices.
Motion acknowledged.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Correspondence was received as listed. Copies will be made available to the press upon request. Advertising for ratification. Authorize the advertisement of the invitation to bid for the CDBG CV contract number 75512, federal fiscal year 2020. Carbon County Homeless Facilities, Peaceful Nights Women's Shelter, general and electrical contracts only. The project end date is September 29th, 2023.
So I'll move to modify that and strike project end date because there is an update to that. So if we could just strike that last line, and planning director will provide a notice of an updated completion date, which I expect will be 60 days from award. You know.
Second. Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Special meeting for ratification. Authorize the advertisement of a special meeting of the Board of Commissioners to be held Monday, September 18th, 2023, beginning at 11 a.m. for the purpose of opening bids and subsequent action for the CDBG CV federal fiscal year 2020 Carbon County Homeless Facilities Peaceful Nights Women's Shelter Project, general and electrical contracts.
Move to ratify.
Second,
Mr. Honor?
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
For approval, authorize the advertisement of the second public hearing notice, Zoom meetings regarding the fiscal year 2023 CDBG funds and application for entitlement and non-entitlement communities.
Move to approve.
Second,
Mr. Honor?
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Children and Youth, authorize the advertisement of the Children and Youth Public Budget Meeting to be held on September 12, 2023 for the 2024-2025 Children and Youth States Needs-Based Plan and Budget.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Children and Youth Agreement for approval and execution, the fiscal year 2023-2024 Purchase a Service Agreement with Brian Albaquois LLC doing business as Homestead Family Services of Gurmansville, Pennsylvania for in-home service provider at the attached rates.
Motion approved and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes, clarification from the solicitor. On the motion 23-432, the public hearing. It simply says Zoom meetings. And again, I think we have been doing this, but should it not also include the physical presence? Because there are individuals who do not have connectivity or might not have access to that. While, you know, I'm a big proponent of doing this publicly, and often it will bring in others who may not otherwise be available. We shouldn't relegate it to simply a virtual meeting. The public should have the opportunity to be physically present.
Certainly, not so much a matter of law, but as a matter of policy,
Right.
we want to
It's
make it
It's
accessible
both.
to all, yes,
Okay.
yes.
So it's just simply not stated in the motion?
It's
All right.
both.
Okay,
Okay.
thanks.
Next item is Lanta, the MATP program, fourth quarter for approval and execution, the 2022-2023 fourth quarter MATP report for submission to the Pennsylvania Department of Human Services as prepared by Lanta.
Move to approve and execute.
Second,
Mr. Honor?
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Planning and Development for approval and execution. The following documents to be filed with the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development for the fiscal year 2023 Community Development Block Grant application.
Move to approve.
Second,
Mr. Honor?
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
CDBG-CV for ratification. Reimbursement agreement with Lehigh Valley Health Network through this fiscal year 2020 CDBG-CV funds in the amount of $22,889.71 to benefit non-entitlement and entitlement communities as listed.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
The Solicitor's Report?
Thank you. Under Area Agency on Aging, the SHARE program, seeking motion for approval and execution of an agreement between Carbon County Area Agency on Aging and Kelly A. Cummings to continue as SHARE Housing Counselor. The position was created by a federally mandated and funded program called SHARE Housing Matchup Pilot Program to address an increasing need for affordable housing options for seniors and seniors with disabilities. This agreement will commence on October 1st, 2023 and continue for a period of 1 year or as long as funding is available. The cost will be $23.04 per hour, not to exceed an annual compensation of $45,000 per year of the contract rendered for a 37.5-hour work week with flexible hours and duties as indicated. Mileage will be reimbursed at the current rate of 62 cents per mile. The agreement shall continue until terminated by either party upon 30 days advance written notice to the other party.
Move to,
No, go ahead.
move to approve and execute.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
And for the courthouse renovation project, seeking a motion for approval and execution of change order number 7 to the agreement with Boyle Construction Management of Allentown, Pennsylvania, for additional services provided by MKSD Architects relative to the courthouse renovation project. Services were for additional meetings and changes to drawings and specifications. The change order is in the amount of $20,957.50 for a new contract total of $871,435.50.
Guess I'll make the motion.
Second on discussion. And I'll bring to the attention of the press, and I'd ask that they be provided a copy of the cross-fund report today. We call it the cross-fund report, the treasurer's report in regards to Fund 5167, which is the Capital Projects Fund. I recall being present in a meeting and subsequent to that meeting, reading an article by our esteemed journalist here, I believe it was at Amy's, in regards to the amount of the award for this project in excess of $5 million. I look at the project, Capital Projects Fund, I see it has remaining $4,646,000, more or less. So that seems like there's a deficit there. Yet that still doesn't include the additional $160,000 that are required to make the clerk of court's new space usable because of the Rotomatic filing system, in addition to the furniture. But that's all I have on discussion.
And the only thing that I have with this, and I said, I think everybody knows how I am with change orders. I think, and I agree with Chris that a lot of this stuff should be in the blueprint, and we should not be made aware of it afterwards. And that's what's costing the taxpayers the money. But this change order is sort of like a change order because of changing the project.
Yeah.
And the blueprints that were done before don't suit what we're doing today.
Yeah.
You know, what was approved to be done.
Yeah.
And I've always said you can't wait, and that's what winds up happening. We wait too long, and it costs the taxpayers more money. We've got to stop doing that.
Yeah, this one's on us,
Yeah,
you know, like the
it-
changes,
yeah,
and again, as we've been trying to sort
Yeah,
this
and
out and get it.
We've been trying to figure
Yeah.
out like how much money we have, how much
Yeah.
we can spend,
Yeah.
and what are our priorities,
Yeah.
and that's what it came down to.
Yeah.
And it costs that much money just to change blueprints to make them.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully they're right, and there won't be any more change orders after that, but, and I said, I think any other change orders that are done, that are not in the blueprint, they're gonna have to come in and verify it and talk to the public and to us and explain it on what's going on here, because I'm basically not gonna change anything that's not in the blueprint of this unless it's really necessary. And I said they could get into the building and find a piece that's rotted, and that's not an issue. It's just that things when you put a heating system in, you would think there's a thermostat to it, or a new heating system, you would think there's a new water line going to it. And those are the things I think that are sometimes missed, and we gotta stop approving things like that. That's my opinion of that.
For a little bit of context though, some of these changes were necessitated to a reduction in scope, right? This project was millions of dollars more. As we modified and reduced it in scope, we did incur costs, but in the long run and overall, I don't want to say there's a savings, but there's a lower expenditure of overall funds.
Well, I think even like the project being with like replacing the boilers, that was like our alternate. People don't realize how much we pay to heat these boilers. A new system will save hundreds of thousands of dollars over the period of time. It's like, that's a big saving right there. All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
Mr. Honor,
Yes.
Mr. Lucas.
Yes.
Okay, with that out of the way,
Did I say yes
should be a
too
little
fast?
more palatable.
Did I
Yeah, I
say
do
yes
too.
too fast?
Mock Chunk Lake Park seeking a motion for approval and execution of a special activities agreement for the use of Mock Chunk Park submitted by the Wildlands Conservancy for the Panther Valley School District field trip September 11, 12, and 13 of 2023, pending approval of the PA Fish and Boat Commission.
Move to approve and execute.
Second,
Mr. Honor,
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich.
Yes.
And finally, under Parks and Recreation, seeking a motion for acknowledgement of an agreement between the County of Carbon and Jim Thorpe Borough for a permit to host the Heritage Festival at Mock Chunk Lake Park. Jim Thorpe Borough adopted a policy requiring certain information to obtain borough approval for hosting an event. One such requirement is insurance. With this agreement, the county can submit a certificate of insurance to comply with this requirement.
Move to acknowledge.
Second,
Mr. Honor,
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich.
Yes.
Any further business?
None at this time.
Commissioners' reports, Mr. Honor,
I have nothing at this time.
Mr. Lukasevich.
Yeah, speaking of Mock Chunk Lake Park, while the swim season has ended, we do have the powwow coming up this weekend, then followed by the Heritage Festival. And then tying into that, the 4 full weekends in October, Mock Chunk Lake Park, in collaboration with Carbon Transit, will be providing, and this is primarily focused on our visitors during the month of October. Mock Chunk Lake Park and Carbon Transit will be providing reserved parking, the only reserved parking for the Fall Foliage Festival and the weekends in the month of October. The landing page to make those reservations will go officially live tomorrow. Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau, JTTA, Carbon Chamber, and all will help us get the word out. Each Saturday and Sunday through October of the 4 full weekends, we'll have 100 reserved spots each day. We'll be running 3 shuttles. So therefore, we'll be transporting individuals from Mock Chunk Lake Park, the old Mock Chunk Historic District, every 10 minutes throughout the day, starting at about 10 a.m. Through 5 p.m. through those weekends. So for potential visitors to Carbon County, check the Carbon County website for the opportunity to make reserved parking for Mock Chunk Lake Park. We did already have our first reservation the other day as we were trying to do our soft opening for that reservation. As I did in 2021 during my support of the Clerk of Courts campaign for the primary and then the general election, I made an effort to recuse myself from my duties and responsibilities on the Board of Elections. Since I have decided to support with my time, finances, and effort a candidate running for a county office in the general election, I will likewise submit a petition to the President Judge seeking recusal from my position on the Board of Elections and seek a replacement. The previous time, that was quote-unquote disapproved by the president judge, and that was fine. I suspect it'll be a little bit different this time, as petition is submitted next week, as the 3 judges have previously recused themselves from a pro se case I have with them. So my expectation would be that another judge will actually be appointed to consider my recusal. In the interim, as I await that decision, what I will do on Tuesday's election board meeting, I'll go ahead and step down from the position of chair and place myself as simply a member, and we should most likely reorganize at that time, and either Mr. Ronald Sheehan or Mr. Jerry Dodder to assume the position of chair. That's all I have.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Meeting adjourned. Okay, what do you got in here? Well, like, always ladies before gentlemen.
He wants to go first.
Go ahead, Ron. What do you got, Ryan?
Just talking about, I guess, this special meeting you have coming up to open the bids. Is that to kind of, and you're extending the window of the project for the
Well,
shelter?
what, we talked to the state, and they're gonna give us an extension on it. Now, we don't really have, if it's gonna be the 30, 60, 90-day thing, so we're gonna have a meeting about that. So hopefully we'll have that done this week. And then we can advertise it, and then they'll have a date, because right now, the date was at the end of the month. And there's no way that anybody could have got in there and did it within 11 days. It was impossible. So I think we have to thank the state for like giving us a little bit extra time, because it is gonna create a job and now people are aware of it, what has to be done. And I think it's gonna be good for like the local contractors at least to get a job here. You know, it's a minimum job, but at least it'll be good work for hopefully some other local contractors will bid on it.
Yeah. Ryan, keep in mind, this was federal money, and we had to adhere to federal contracting guidelines. We initially, when we looked at this a couple weeks ago, and we're going to basically go by state contracting law and county policy, after 2 bids, we had the option to go out directly to a vendor, ask for an estimate, and if it met the criteria, to go ahead and award that. Upon review of DCED, they stated because it is federal money, we had to follow federal contracting laws, which didn't give us the legal authority to go directly out, or that was their assessment at the time. We had the solicitor go back to DCED to state, well, the federal contracting law does actually allow for sole sourcing when there's a time-sensitive project and only a particular vendor could provide those services. As we submitted that comment to DCED, they just so happened, literally this morning, about an hour before this meeting, came back to us and say, oh, by the way, we think you're good, you're gonna have an extended period of time, which will allow us hopefully to offer at least, a 60-day period to have this project completed upon award of bids. The planning office did say 3 packets have already been picked up for this project. That's more than all that were, picked up in the first 2 rounds, which is really strange. We also have, some feelers out to other companies we've previously worked with and asking them to also bid on the project. So we were kind of out of a point where it was really going to be tough to meet the requirement, where, again, I can be much more optimistic that by Thanksgiving, we could potentially have this all wrapped up and done. Yeah.
I said a contractor called me this
Yeah.
morning, and I know this, but
Yeah.
until we announce it,
Yeah.
like I said, well, you gotta have it done by the end of the
Yeah,
month,
which,
so I'm
yeah.
sure if he's watching the meeting, he's gonna be
Yeah.
happy.
Right, yeah.
Because he's one of the ones
Yeah.
that put it
Yeah.
out for a packet, so,
Yeah,
and it is
that's
a
good.
local contractor,
And that's
so
good.
hopefully we can come together with
Yeah.
that.
Talk about how big it was to name September National Recovery Month and to kind of help, I guess, those people that are here in the county.
Well, I think National Recovery Month is probably, maybe out of all the commissioners, I don't know if it's me that, I mean, everybody wants to do it, but I've been trying to get this thing with Kudu, that we're gonna do that campaign against opiates. And we finally got, in fact, this morning I got the contract that hopefully we can act on that within the next week or two. And then we'll do a presentation, but I said, I think it's very important, just like even Paul, and I don't wanna take it away from our courts are doing a great job. I mean, like I said, the drug courts is, I mean, other counties come to us and ask us how they're doing it. So we must be doing something right, but as you can see it, like our opiate money we get, and we deal with other counties, and we're gonna be sitting on over $1 million. And some of these other counties are only getting 400,000. So you can see the severity of it, what it is. I mean, it's good to get more money, but it's a shame that we're getting more money because we have 3 times the amount of problem that other counties have. And like I said, these programs that Paul wants to bring in here, and the ones that if we can enhance them, that we can use some of this money, maybe we can really do some damage. I mean, you're probably not gonna get rid of the drugs altogether, but hopefully we can put a darn big dent in it, you know, and the big thing is education. All this time that I've been here, it's education, and I've never seen any plans that really follow through with education. I think this Kudo program will be 100% education. It's going out to the schools, it's going out to the hospitals, you know, and things like that. So we're gonna be branching out. It's gonna be like one big spider web. Hopefully we go across, and it's not just our county, it's gonna be 3 counties that are gonna be involved in it. So, important to me, yes. How's that, Brian? It is very important to me.
Yeah. Ryan, nothing breeds success like success. And I would say you have to ensure individuals know there is a possibility of being successful when it comes to, be it drug addiction, alcohol, gambling, right? This is an opportunity for us to work with the media and give people hope to see there is a path to recovery. And I think, you know, what Paul is dedicating in his time and effort to this is going to help raise that awareness and give hope to others who may be struggling, may be seeking help, may be wanting help, and really haven't seen any light at the end of the tunnel. But our drug treatment court has shown, demonstrated, the data's there, you know, there is an opportunity, there is a possibility for success. And this is gonna, again, reinforce the success of campaigns, yet highlighting the effort that we still have to go to address this issue.
Yeah, and now there's something new coming up too. I don't know if everybody's aware of it. It's called Gambling Your Golden Years Away. And it's all over this gambling. People are gambling, they're going to these casinos when they're retired, and they're winding up losing their houses. And I said, that's one of my claims. In fact, we talked about it last week in Strasbourg. It's, you know, they have gambling, and you can bet on individual players. You can bid on the performance of the coaches. They even bid on who's gonna sing the national anthem. You know, and where is this gonna go to? And now there's a program through this recovery that's gonna wind up trying to help that. It's like you try to get one thing solved and then something else is added on. I just don't understand how they can, you know, advertise this as a program, this gambling, and all they gotta do is add a commercial afterwards that you can go 1-800-GAMBLE and it's okay. I just don't get it. It's like, should we just advertise for drugs and then just right after it say, here's the drug hotline? You know what I mean? It just keeps going. Why did they okay that? Too much money in the business. Okay, that's all I have to say about that.
And lastly, I know last week you talked about county reassessment. I guess this week Bowmanstown opposes it. Do you have any comments about their opposement of it?
2 against, 1 for. I mean, that's what we stand at right now. 1 school district and 2 municipalities have come up opposed, so.
And I still stand on my statement, last week. I think the property is very high right now. I think you gotta let the dust settle a little bit, and if we would look into it. But I look at every county, and every county goes, a third went up, a third went down, and a third stayed the same. I disagree with that for Carbon County, because we have 64% of our people are elderly. I don't think any of the other counties are like that. And I think what's gonna wind up happening, it's gonna be over 50% are gonna go up. And maybe that quarter, or, you know, the other, not even a half, but 5/8 to 3/4 might go up. I just don't see it coming down. Because there's people that I know that even live around me, and they're selling their houses, but they were married in them houses 40 years ago. They lived in that house, it was reassessed 21 years ago. And they're telling us that their taxes are not going up. The lower ones are gonna go up. They can't tell me any different, you know, and like I said, that third does not I don't think it's anywhere close on what's gonna happen in Carbon County. I think the lower ones are gonna pay more, and it's just gonna take the ones from the top and reduce them. My opinion.
That's all I have, thank you very
All
much.
right. So you got a pretty many good stories today, I think. Go ahead, Amy.
Going back to the peaceful nights, last week you spoke about local contractors not having that 10% bid,
Or-
down.
Yeah.
How is that with the bidding process? Are you, nothing changed?
Nothing changes,
Okay.
right? It's just like they have to have a surety, a maintenance bond, right? That's another issue, right? You have to have a bond for a year after the project, so if in case anything goes wrong or anything needs to be corrected. These are just financial burdens on small contractors. Larger companies can do that, but again, larger companies don't like small contracts, right? It's not worth them to pull a crew away from a big project for something that's $165,000. So we're not in a sweet spot there. It's no easier than it was the last time we put it out to bid.
So you say that again about larger companies versus the smaller companies. Why are you optimistic now that more people are gonna bid? Because the requirements are still the same.
Right, but we've seen three packets go out, and we did talk to a larger company who the county has vested interest in and with, and they were willing to go forth with the project for us, but once we had to limit it to 11 days to do the work, they said they couldn't do it without that comfort level that would give them, an extra week in case something that they can't control occurred. So
And I even look at it too, like someone like we're not targeting, some of them aren't large companies, they're like a company that is a large company. Cause even like what did the roof here, the contractor that got this here is actually from Temensing Township. And I think with this here, some of them that have called for the packet are a little bit bigger general contractors. But they're actually tying some of the contractors into this, like if there's drywall done. So they're actually hiring our local contracts to help on that as subcontractors. It's not like we're getting a big company coming from New York City coming in here and do it. So I think it's gonna be a little bit of a different style. And I think maybe that style will catch on, that some of these companies within our county, I mean, we have businesses in our county that are big time contractors. And they look at it like that, and I think when they look at it, that if they have good electricians and everything like that, I think they're gonna be more adapt on hiring or bidding on these projects. Because I said, we do have good contractors in the area. I mean, Carbon County was how could I say, the workforce to go to the steel company. That's what built the steel company. I mean, probably half of the people that worked at the steel company or zinc company were from Carbon County. And I think we just have to reach back into their resources and get it going.
Thank you. With regards to the reimbursement agreement with Lehigh Valley Health Network, why did they need to reimburse the CDBG-CD funds?
You're gonna have to talk to David on that one. There was something in the packet on that one, but I don't recall the specifics of that,
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And to the change order with Boyle Construction, so that $5 million that the project's going to be, that was the bids. That didn't include the $871,000, so that technically the project will be for just under $6 million, if my math is right then?
What 800 are you referring to?
This $871,000.
Well, no, that's the consulting fees. It's just an increase of about 20-some thousand.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, I'm saying with the $5 million that were the bids last week.
Right.
So that wasn't included, this 800,000 wasn't included.
The
in
consulting fees were.
It was,
That-
okay.
It was,
I just wanted to confirm
yeah.
that.
Because again, it's not just Boyle. Boyle has 3 other MKSD and other companies who are also providing, be it the HVAC expertise and architectural expertise and stuff under them.
Okay,
Yeah.
and I know you said the changes were kind of things that you guys wanna change, I know you had talked about the boilers and everything. So what are some of the other changes that require this blueprint update?
Well, a lot of, really, it was kind of the work that was doing like the
Well, it-
woodwork,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
steps,
there was like tile.
a lot of aesthetics
I think
work,
there
a lot
was
of
like
aesthetic work.
repairing the
Yeah.
steps, I think was $137,000.
Yeah, the historical
Yeah,
tiles.
to repair that.
Yeah, historical tiles, yeah.
But the ADA is taken care of, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, there's gonna be
Yeah,
that's addressed.
mhm.
So that's pretty much like, I
Yeah.
mean, we've gone with the things that
Yeah.
should be upgraded, and it's just the aesthetic things, I
Yeah.
said, it's like this
Yeah.
tile,
Yeah.
like I said, one set of steps, I think, was $137,000.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and that's what we, you know,
Yeah.
and then it was redoing the woodwork and.
Yeah, a lot of
different things that
call it
like-
cosmetic, really, you know.
It's an old
but-
building, and I think people want it to look old, they don't want it to look new, right, when they come to
Yeah.
Carbon County. So,
Yeah.
but that's mostly what it is, I mean, and like I said, I think one of the biggest things was the boilers, and that's what it started off with. When we went, and maybe we did go a little bit too crazy on it, and, but the air conditioning, the filtration is what everybody was asking
Yeah.
for, the
Mhm.
employees.
Yeah.
And I said on our side, the boilers, I mean, I think if the controller would give us a report on how much we pay in heat every year, you would be shocked. How much, you know, Kevin, like, there's a lot of money going out the door here, paying for heat. And we could probably cut that cost in half just within the boilers. So,
Okay, thank you, and then just kind of a copy of the proclamation. That's all I have, thank you.
alright. Nobody else? Karen? Edie?